you come back? You're out of the blue, into the black. The king is gone, he's not forgotten.
This video is probably going to be very controversial, and that's okay. I am going to be speaking from my experience and my opinion of a certain situation that just happened that has kind of caused some issues in the community, and I want to shed some light on not only my experience as being a survivor of childhood abuse and a child of a broken family, but also actual research and facts behind these things. So I also just want to quickly clarify that, again, this is not speaking because I do honestly believe that children should be left out of things. The thing that people either don't understand or just deliberately, and I'm letting my eyebrows grow on so they can be reshaped to serve. I know that looks terrible, but they misconstrue just to fit their narrative. Is if you are a shit parent and you are doing things that have hurt your child, that being called out as a shit parent is much different than doxing somebody's children's address or their school or court documents, etc. So I just want to make that clear right now. Also, I want to suggest that before people go dragging and making assumptions about other creators or other people on this app, that you actually physically go and see the legit proof yourself before going and dragging somebody. So there was just a situation that happened. Simply Sophie showed a message that Lori's child had posted on somebody's video, and she did share it and gave her her voice and allowed her to have that voice. That is her right. Sophie showed it and read it to make people aware, and she was literally just called names, threatened, all kinds of stuff. That is unacceptable. Unacceptable. We are adults. I know that common sense is not all that common, but we have to think for ourselves. Don't just assume anything. Don't take my word for it. Don't take anybody's word for it. Go look at it yourself. 13 years of age. In some regions, the minimum age is 14. So, regardless, she's over that. She is 16, almost 16 and a half at this point. Well, she just had a birthday, so she's 16. So, for the people that are saying stuff like that, or, nobody should interact, nobody should, that should be deleted, that should be allowed. Like, why are you, I agree with Sophie, why are you taking the child's voice from her? Don't you think that she has been through enough? Does she not have the right to speak on her truth? Or, does anybody see it like that other than Sophie? I'm really fucking confused. Because when I saw that she had commented on something, and I went to Psycho Bunny, we had a conversation about it, and I said, just please make sure that she knows that not everybody on here is going to friend her or message her for the right reasons. She needs to be really careful, not go on panel with people, etc. Because obviously, there are people that are going to reach out to her or, just want to try to get information from her. And no, that's not okay. However, for us to say that basically what has been done to you doesn't matter, you're not worth it, and you should not have a voice. Let me show you what can happen to children that is done with. And this is strictly AI generated from Google. If you Google what happens if you silence a child, children who are consistently disrespected or silenced may experience a diminished sense of anonymity and self-regulation, impacting their motivation to learn and their overall well-being. They may also struggle with building healthy relationships and develop a sense of trust in others. Emotional and mental health challenges. Parental alienation, a form of silencing a child's voice, has been linked to low self-esteem, depression, anxiety, and even substance abuse. Shock face. Children may also develop attachment disorders and difficulty forming healthy relationships. 3. Difficulty expressing needs. A child without a voice may struggle to communicate their needs and feelings, leading them to resort to manipulative or aggressive behaviors in an attempt to get their needs met. 4. Reduced capacity for attachment. When a child's voice is silenced, their capacity for attachment and trust can be diminished, making it harder for them to secure relationships with adults. 5. Impact on social and emotional development. Ignoring a child's voice can hinder their social and emotional development by creating a sense of powerlessness and discouraging them from participating in social interactions. Undermining democratic values. Silencing children's voices can also have a broader social implications by teaching, individual perspectives are not valued, and I can't see that, and something norm. Long-term consequences. The effects of silencing a child can be long-lasting, impacting their ability to, as adults and participate in society. And these children both already show many of these signs, as well as myself. I still struggle to this day with some of these. I just want to remind people that these children have been used for their mother's gain their entire lives, whether it be financial, from men, from whatever. They are used, and I'm not saying that she doesn't love them. I'm just saying they have absolutely been used to her benefit. They have faced their own trauma, which I'm not going to go into. Those that don't know, I am actually the one who created the drive that Lori swears was villain and that she's creating. It's already been done, Boo Bear. I can tell you that there is over 60 photographic exhibits of just screenshots, photographs, records, etc. And there is, 32 gigabyte? There's a whole 32 gigabyte drive full of stuff that Andy has. When I tell you that these children have faced the unimaginable, they have. And nobody, when they were going through it, respected them enough or cared enough to fight for them. other than Andy. And from what we know, Lori's mom. They were abused, and because I guess allegedly she was under CPS investigation, she took off. Their abuser, Lori, couldn't even be bothered to go and be her children's voice to ensure that he was punished for what the fuck he did. That alone makes me sick as to why anyone would still support her. You add the other shit, and especially the older one. She has had to basically raise her younger sibling. She is very much the go-to and the mother figure in the younger child's life. She's the security. And the fact that people want to take her voice from her is fucking unacceptable. Speaking from experience, I am a survivor of childhood abuse, sexual abuse, and I'm 41, and during that time, it was just something that was hush-hush, and I didn't come forward until I was an adult, and it was to the point where it was eating me alive. I have faced addiction problems, self-harming. I have scars on my arms from being a smutter. I have been in terrible relationships. I have been a victim of DV. A lot of that because of untreated trauma. Children can have significant and long-lasting negative consequences on their physical, emotional, and psychological well-being. 1. Mental health concerns, anxiety and depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, low self-esteem and self-blame, distorted thinking and relationship problems, self-unaliving and self-harm. Number 2, academic and behavioral issues, academic struggles, behavioral problems, difficulties forming relationships. Number 3, physical health problems, increased risk of physical illnesses, obesity, diabetes, and other chronic illnesses. If you go back to number 1 under anxiety and depression, children who experience abuse, especially when silenced, are at an increased risk of developing anxiety and depression, carrying these issues into adulthood. PTSD. They may experience symptoms like intrusive thoughts, flashbacks, and nightmares consistent with PTSD. Low self-esteem and self-blame. Silence abuse can lead to feelings of worthlessness, self-blame, and low self-esteem. Abuse can warp a child's understanding of relationships, leading to difficulties forming healthy bonds and potential challenges in adult relationships. Unaddressed distress from abuse can increase the risk of unaliving, ideation, and self-harm. Academic struggles. Abuse can disrupt cognitive functioning, impairing memory, attention, and execute functions necessary for academic success. This can lead to lower grades, difficulties concentrating, and potential school dropout. Children may exhibit aggression, defiance, and withdrawal as coping mechanisms, disrupting their ability to learn and interact with others. No. The fact that people want this to be the outcome, no. Social and interpersonal challenges, loneliness and isolation, difficulty trusting others, risky behaviors, family and generational impacts, family breakdown, intergenerational trauma. The silence and lack of support surrounding abuse can perpetuate trauma throughout generations. It is crucial to remember that not all abused children will develop these issues. Many can develop strong coping mechanisms and find support if they have at least one trusted adult in their lives. However, research consistently shows that silence abuse significantly increases the risk of negative outcomes for children. Early intervention and support are essential for mitigating the negative effects of abuse. Providing access to therapy, counseling, and a safe, trauma-informed environment can make a significant difference in a child's recovery and ability to thrive. Now, I am not saying that TikTok is, where that should be done, but as many times as Lori has used these children to exploit them, use them for financial gain, lied about them, used them, this child has a